eastward into the final region I'm passing through in Season 3, the Northwoods Arrowhead region of Minnesota, which houses the Iron Range. The Iron Range, as we learned in the last episode, helped the Northwoods of Minnesota become an economic powerhouse in the early 20th century. There are actually a few iron ranges in the Lake Superior region. Only 2 of them are active. In years past, the Cuyuna and Vermilion ranges once had active mines for generations, but are now inactive. The Cuyuna Range closed its last mine in 1984, Vermilion's was in 1964. The minerals were farther underground, less safe, and more expensive to extract than the current active Mesabi Range. Much of the old open-pit mines or quarries, as you can see, have become lakes, adding to the already overabundance of lakes on Minnesota's roster. A few towns remain around the old ranges, such as Ely, Minnesota. Minnesota Highway 1 connects Ely to the North Shore in one of the best motorcycling highways in the state, and I did a vlog on that a few years back. You can also visit old mines, such as the Old Sudan Underground Mine State Park, where you can visit Minnesota's oldest, deepest, and richest iron ore mine. An underground laboratory now occupies the mine where a series of sensitive physics experiments are conducted to detect neutrinos and dark matter, experiments that can only be done in places where cosmic rays can be blocked deep underground. So what exactly is being mined up here in the range? You have your iron ore, which the range has rich stockpiles of, and the iron mine here built the tanks that liberated Europe, as well as being used to build engineering projects the world over. Minnesota has 7 out of 8 of the United States' open-pit iron ore mines. The only other state with iron ore currently being mined is the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Taconite is a formation of iron that also contains impurities such as quartz or chert. After World War II, much of the high-grade iron ore that was in the US had been mined, so taconite became a new source for steel production. Currently, taconite is shipped to manufacturing centers around the Great Lakes as well as Mexico and China. Manganese is also found in the iron here, which is its own element on the periodic table. Manganese is used in batteries and in rust corrosion prevention, making it a crucial ingredient in stainless steel. I should also mention that the geographical location of the Iron Range near Lake Superior is extremely convenient. As you may know, the northern United States in the Civil War was primarily industrial, while the South was agrarian. Manufacturing cities popped up along the Great Lakes because of the easy shipping, but also because the world's first petroleum play had been discovered in Pennsylvania. We talked about this back in episode 65 on my episode on fossil fuel extraction methods in the oil fields in North Dakota. For reference, that's 15 episodes ago in the season, but only 2 days ago on this trip. Anyway, major cities like Toledo, Erie, Buffalo, Milwaukee, Cleveland, Chicago, Detroit, they all had major manufacturing economies in the mid-20th century. Steel could be shipped right out of Duluth and down to any of these cities along the Great Lakes, creating our refrigerators, our cars, our air conditioners, and other manufactured goods. The United States was the heart of industry in the post-war period globally, and this region was known as the manufacturing belt, the factory belt, or the steel belt. There were good-paying jobs protected by labor unions where unskilled labor, such as people with only high school degrees, could achieve the American dream. Today, you may know this region as the Rust Belt. In 1996, Bill Clinton signed NAFTA, the North American Free Trade Agreement, where these same goods, such as your refrigerators and cars, could be built for less in Mexico. With tariffs down and free trade available, the heads of these manufacturing corporations would move production overseas to help cut costs on labor, shuttering factories across the Midwest. You started seeing the production of large SUVs and trucks moving into the 90s and 2000s that were more affordable. Also, the economy's shift to more high-tech industry, requiring degrees, caused more brain drain and urban decay in these previously booming towns as students move out for high-paying jobs elsewhere. Minnesota's Iron Range, still rich in union membership and higher-paid unskilled labor, has been for the most part spared from the decline in the Rust Belt. Its economy is mainly focused on primary resource extraction, not manufacturing. The steel that was once shipped around the Great Lakes now goes out to St. Lawrence and out to the rest of the world for manufacturing overseas. Because of this, the people of the range pay close attention to international steel prices and U.S. steel tariffs. The cheaper international steel is, or the more international steel that's imported into manufacturing in the U.S., the more we could see the range economically decline, like the cities of the Rust Belt. The Mesabi Range is the epicenter of today's Iron Range. You can easily see it from space, and it's said that map cartographers need to constantly survey the region because it's in a fluid state of movement as millions of tons of earth are moved to extract the metals of the land. The Quad Cities have historically been the urban core of the Iron Range, with the exception of the large port city of Duluth. Virginia, Eveleth, Gilbert, and Mountain Iron are the Quad Cities, orbited by a slew of small towns. One of these smaller towns, named Kinney, has a very interesting story where it went to war against the entirety of the United States. More on that on my next episode on The Range.